Chelsea now lead the group with 7 points. Then there was disappointing draw for PSG against Benfica, and there's drama around Kylian Mbappe, but on the pitch, all clear.
Hey, baby, 31 goals in the Champions League. Yes, and you're number one in PSG's history by passing Mr. Cavani.
We'll talk about Kylian Mbappe in just a second. Also, Marco Verratti is going to miss PSG's next Champions League game due to yellow card accumulation, as PSG and Benfica both have 8 points in Group H, same as Juve in terms of the group, not the points. As we take a look at some other notable matches from yesterday, heroic performance from Shakhtar Donetsk. 1-1 against Real Madrid in Poland, despite draws reigning European champs, and the team favorite to win it this year have qualified for the knockout stage. Man City down to 10 men against FC Copenhagen. Citizens are odds-on favorites at plus 188. Bayern is second at 6-1. So I mentioned the gaffer, Thomas Rongen, joining me on set. Also, Nigel Reo-Coker joining me as well. So, guys, let's talk about one thing with Kylian Mbappe here, because he did score the goal. We've mentioned the accolades for him, but there is a report, and it came at the most bad time, that he wants to leave the club, and he wants to leave as early as January. Nigel, I'm going to start with you. When you heard that news, what came to mind regarding Kylian Mbappe and his situation with PSG at the moment?
Honestly, Tommy, I'm absolutely not surprised. There's no smoke without fire. Anything in regards to Mbappe we're hearing recently seems to be negative. He seems to want to be this face of this generation of footballers with this clean-cut image, but football isn't that kind of sport. You have to perform, do your talking on the pitch. Whether there's a sense of having a big ego and he can't get underneath the shadow of Lionel Messi and Neymar at Paris Saint-Germain, let's be honest about it. When it comes to footballing perspective, Lionel Messi this season has made it, this is his team. This is his team this season. It's all about Messi. If Messi's not playing, Paris Saint-Germain are not the same team. They're not functioning. Yes, Mbappe scored a penalty yesterday. But also, Tommy, I think that you have to look at another aspect of the fact of how well Erling Haaland is doing for this young generation and being the talk of world football at Manchester City. Maybe that's played a part in Mbappe wanting to leave Paris Saint-Germain and go somewhere else. You have to do what the manager says. Mbappe doesn't have that right to feel that he can do what he wants when he wants at such a young age. Do your talking on the pitch. Be that main man on the pitch that everyone's talking about, you and not Messi and not Neymar.
Yeah, and the interesting part, too, is just before a huge game as well, where Mbappe scores the penalty, obviously, for PSG, and has one of the best starts of his season, due to the fact, by the way, that Messi and Neymar have provided him with those opportunities. Now, there was speculation in the summer when he was supposed to go to Real Madrid that he cut a deal that had quite a few clauses in there, including one, Tommy, that said, I need a number 9 like I have with the French national team. And there you see that list. Edinson Cavani, Neymar, Ibra, Di Maria, and if you go a little bit further, Messi, and he's breaking all of those records. So this is not a statement, by the way, by Mbappe. This is a rumor that will persist and take on a life on its own, obviously. You know, Real Madrid gets back in the picture, which I think they would be foolish in January to say, you know what, Vinny, Rodrigo, somebody's going to sit here and Mbappe's going to play. And Mbappe will play on what, as a 9 again? Liverpool has been mentioned, but that he play a 9 as well, which he says right now, based on my talks with upper management, they didn't come through in bringing a number 9 there where I can play off, and Messi and Neymar. You know, that's now the whole rumor mill are getting more freedom than I have as well. At 24 years old, Thierry Henry said it yesterday so brilliantly on our, telecast over the game. Nobody is bigger than the club. When I went to Barcelona, I had to play on the left side. I played centrally of somebody as well, with Arsenal for a minute. I did it because when the coach tells me to play there, I play there. Now, that's a different generation. My generation, actually, or a little older even than those guys. So for Mbappe to even speculate or talk to certain people within his entourage, and for this thing to take a life on its own, where now Campos is under duress, the ownership is under duress as well, and Galtier, who's done an unbelievable job, by the way, under pressure as well. So bad timing, and only time will tell if something will happen in January. But this speculation, Tommy, will continue through January and also next year into summer in terms of transfer for Kylian Mbappe. Not smart at 23 years old.
Yeah, 23-year-old just signed that contract 5 months ago and
Crazy.
already wants an exit in less than 3 months' time. Nigel, I'm going to go to you for Barcelona on the verge of elimination here. They play their biggest game of the season, needing 3 points to stay alive. They host Inter at the Camp Nou. What type of desperation do you expect from this team, and what type of result do you expect as well?
Honestly, I don't think there's a great desperation there, Tommy. I think that they played very well away into Milan last game. They're unlucky to lose the game. I think they're going to have a tremendous amount of confidence. And I always feel that when you play at home, there's that extra bit of comfort. And playing at home for Barcelona at the new camp is a tremendous advantage for them. The fans are coming back now. There's a bit more belief around the place. They're top of La Liga. Yes, they have El Clasico coming up. I feel that that's going to be their big advantage because Inter Milan is still not clearly out of it yet. And Barcelona know how big this game is. Fans are going to get behind them. I feel, again, the resurgence of Dembele's form is going to play a big, big part. And I just feel that they're going to make it a special occasion tonight at home. And I can see Barcelona getting the win tonight.
All right, you expect the win tonight. Let's talk about Tottenham. Thomas Rongen. Harry Kane's got 8 goals in the Premier League. And outside of Erling Haaland's 15, it is a good season for him. However, in Europe, he hasn't had as much success. Before I get your thoughts on Harry Kane here, let's hear from Harry about that very topic.
It's a really important game tomorrow. Big stage in the group. Obviously, 2 home games coming up. And yeah, we spoke about how important it is to win and really kind of put our stamp in this group. So, of course, from a personal point of view, I want to score in every game, and I'll be trying my best to do that to help the team. And yeah, it's been a few games in the group, and I've been disappointed not to get on the score sheet. So, I'm hoping tomorrow night I can turn that around.
Almost, it's the reverse fixture with the Europa League champions. What's different? Why hasn't he been able to find the back of the net in this competition?
I think that we all know about Conte's defensive style. And I think he considers the UCL one-off games. And if we can keep the 0, we probably have a pretty good chance to advance out of the group. I'm telling you, there's only 2 games this year they have not scored. They're 3rd in the EPL in terms of goals. I think they've scored 20. Arsenal and City have a few more as well. Kane with 8. Son against the Foxes with that hat-trick, Tommy, and then continues for South Korea. So now you get an informed guy there as well. But this group is up for grabs. Even Marseille is still in this group. But Harry Kane says it perfectly, all right? This game is a must-win for us. And then Sporting comes to North London as well in a few weeks. And that might determine even the winner of the group. I feel very good about this Tottenham team that is very well balanced. Can obviously keep the 0. Haven't scored in 2 out of the 3 Champions League games. It was only Richarlison, I think, against a 10-man Marseille that scored 2 goals. Frankfurt 0-0. Sporting, they lost 2-0. So not a must-win, right, but a win puts them in a real good position to win this group.
So you're saying he's already kind of pragmatic, but during the Champions League, he's extra pragmatic. He just wants to get the lead and sit and hold. Is that what he wants to do?
Absolutely. I mean, he's not going to change, and that's the reason why they brought him in. They knew exactly what kind of coach they're going to get. And right now in the EPL, it's worked quite well. Frankfurt, not an easy team, by the way, with Götze and Kamada, the Japanese international that scored some goals. They rested some people. They lost 3-0. They're 8th in the table of the Bundesliga. This should be a win for Tottenham.
All right, let's wrap things up. Guys, can we put a side-by-side of Thomas and Nigel, because there is also a jacket wars going on. And Nigel, I'm going to give you first word because we've started something here, and you two keep bringing it, man.
Listen, we had a little words yesterday. We said we were going to bring the heat today, and we both brought that heat. All I'm going to say is, I know because Thomas likes the name drop, I'm just going to say this is a Milan fashion house, and I'm representing a lot more than AC Milan did against Chelsea yesterday. That's all I'm saying.
This is $29.95 at Ross. It has a fall motif with some leaves, and since it's turning fallish here in South Florida. This is just a start, by the way, Nigel. Okay, we're going to keep.
I'm ready to go.
Okay, let's go next week again, because I just looked at my my assortment of jackets and I'm going, okay, let me dust these babies
Thomas,
up.
Did you say they're leaves? I see a little bit of feathers as well in there. Is there leaves and feathers in there?
Leaves and feathers, exactly.
There you go.
Tomas, thank you very much. Nigel, thank you very much. That is a fantastic one. Do we now? Okay, we've got Jim Bone, our front office insider, CBS Sports. Jim! Hello, Jim!
That's
Tommy
a great
Tran,
jacket, Jim.
Happy Division Series to you.
Jim, by the way, why don't you tell me who wins the jacket wars between Tomas and Nigel? Which jacket do you prefer, left or right, black or white?
I'm going on the right, no doubt.
No doubt?
No doubt.
No doubt.
The right of whom?
No, he's
the
going
right
with Nigel.
Tommy?
No, he's going with
There's
Nigel.
the winner
fair-
right there.
That's it. The
Fair
jacket
enough.
and suit.
Fair enough. But by the way, Jim, do you know, ever heard of UCSD Tritons, a D2 school?
No.
Okay, because Josh Cohen, that kept the 0 against Juve, an American
All right.
goalkeeper, went to school there.
I don't know where that name drop came from or where it was necessary, but Tomas, I appreciate it. Jim, thank you for that. And Nigel, thank you for that. Again, Champions League action continuing today. Every match live, streaming on Paramount Plus. Atletico Madrid and Club Brugge, or Brugge, as we talked about.
Good,
It's gonna be
Tommy.
one in the early window. And I want to remind you about Destination Brooklyn. We're going to the Brooklyn Bridge Park October 25th and 26th. Special viewing party presented by Paramount Plus. We're talking about Kate Abdo, Micah Richards, Thierry Henry, Jamie Carragher, Peter Schmeichel, and all the USMNT.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.